Today we are going to go over Len in Melty Blood today. She is overall a very neutral heavy character. One of her most defining traits are her amazing air normals. They are some of the best in the game, and generally a Len is going to try to convert those normals into pressure. Overall, she can be a bit sluggish on the ground, but that's not too much of a weakness because of these really good air normals. She does have something called a catwalk, where if she holds down and forward, she transforms into a cat and walks forward. This overall makes her hitbox very small. This is really useful for low profiling things and just avoiding hitboxes in general, and can really frustrate opponents a lot just because of just these wonky hurt boxes she can use. She does lose a lot of gas if she loses momentum though. Overall, she has very good set play and some decent like fuzzy mix-up setups, but overall has some poor options when it comes to defending herself from her opponent's offense, meaning matches can feel very like volatile. But before we get into the moon breakdown, as always, I have a Discord link down below. We have net play pings for Melty plus R and a bunch of different games. We got a book club going on. If that's something that sounds interesting to you, go check that out. But let's talk about the moons now. First, we will talk about Crescent Moon. This is probably the most well-rounded of the moons, for better or for worse. She's got flexible teleports and feints that can be used for mix and movement, good meter gain to dump into her solid EX moves, arc drive, and heat, and really benefits from a lot of these Crescent Moon just overall system mechanics that she would have access to in this style. She can combo off throw and has fuzzy overhead setups that can set up for some scary offense, but overall lacks pressure that loses to stuff like EX guard and jump outs pretty bad. Overall doesn't have a good usable invincible reversal and really struggles converting off of stray hits. Then there is Half Moon. This is probably the most popular style of Len. This one is very offense oriented. She has very strong tools to approach and pressure, and some of just overall the strongest aerials in the game. Counterplaying her can be pretty unconventional and requires your opponent to really know what they are dealing with, mainly because of just stuff like air icicles and these strong aerial normals. Air icicle is overall a very incredible mid-range tool, covers landings, pokes. You can tech chase with it, approach, just a great tool your opponent just has to respect. Very good lockdown options combined with a throw she can combo off of. Also has these high-low fuzzy mix, strong corner Oki with some good tech traps, but overall struggles defensively just because of Half Moon in general struggling defensively. Tie that with not having an invincible reversal and some below average damage and low health. And she is really all about her offensive game, and you just don't talk about her defense. Luckily, she does have a more unorthodox game plan, and it can be a little hard to deal with, so as long as you keep winning neutral, you have nothing to worry about. But finally, there is Full Moon. Full Moon is probably the best grounded of the Lens, has a very high damage ceiling. This version of Len has something the community dubs a Dorito. It's a special that it's kind of like, technically it's like an air mirror. You can place one, a grounded version of it, an air version of it, and a EX version of it. All of those can be up at the same time, but essentially these are good for controlling space, and they can also be comboed off of. If you can utilize these Doritos, they really allow you to convert into some big damage and can be used for some really nasty mix-ups in the corner. This version of Len does have like a traditional like fireball as well. That's a good projectile to have in her kit. Overall very like neutral focus, probably more neutral focus than the other ones, but generally she does have some weaker mix, but her reward for those payoffs are way higher. One of her weaknesses is she really has to choose between damage and Okizeme, because you can really push her combos pretty far, but it might not leave her in the most advantageous spot, and if she does want to end a combo in a more advantageous spot, she's going to have to trade a lot of damage for that. Overall, Len is a very cool character. Those those air normals are very difficult to deal with, like especially J2C. That you can see like especially like beginner lens, but even like good lens as well. We'll just throw that move out willy-nilly. That is such a hard move to deal with. But overall, she is a very good character, and all of her moons are solid picks. Like, you can't really make a wrong decision. Just find which one really works best for you. I think all of them have been rated high in tier lists that I've looked at, and there are notable players for all three moon styles, so really give it a whirl for all of them. Crescent Moon, probably, if you want to play more defensively, despite her not being such a strong defensive character, probably works best with that. Half Moon is going to have the best offensive, just in your face, deal with my shit type of character. And Full Moon, super fun. I've played Full Moon a little bit just like in training mode. She's super fun to lab out these difficult Dorito combos, but overall super rewarding, and will really reward you with a bunch of cool combo routes, and she's just a really flashy character that I like a lot. But let me know if you like this kind of stuff. Do you play Len? Is this something that you're interested in? But as always, just, keep playing games and have a good rest of your day.